Oh, yes, that's a big hit.
Woohoo! Yeah!
And he is a 2 times Formula E champion.
Formula E is the most exciting, most dramatic and fastest growing form of motorsport on the planet. The latest season has just wrapped up, and what a ride it was! We saw challenging conditions, dramatic crashes, and the closest racing we've ever seen.
Zero!
The brand new attack mode provided action, and the incredible Gen 2 cars meant the racing was faster than ever before. The title fight went right down to the very last race, with the flying Frenchman Jean-Éric Vergne and his team DS Techeetah won both the drivers' and teams' championships.
We have done it again.
Now the season might be over, but we've still got loads of exciting action on street races. So let's take a look at what's coming up. We check out how Porsche are preparing for their entry into Formula E.
Nothing is guaranteed in Formula E. That's the challenge we're facing, and we're ready for that challenge.
The Goodwood Festival of Speed was stuffed with electric cars this year, and we'll take a look at the best of them.
Extreme E is the first off-road electric racing series, and we went behind the scenes to see what it's all about.
And we'll also be looking ahead to one of next season's brand new venues. It's not only the venues that are new, but Formula E Season 6 looks to be the most exciting yet, with the German automotive giants Mercedes and Porsche joining the grid. Porsche Motorsport's rich racing pedigree dates back to the 1950s, and they have had success in every racing category they've entered.
Recently, they've dominated the World Endurance Championship, winning it 3 years in a row between 2015 and 2017. Despite the success, Porsche knew it was time for a different challenge and closed down their LMP1 endurance racing program and refocused their efforts on a new entry into Formula E.
When deciding on who would fill their race seats, they looked no further than their own factory driver, Neil Jarney. Having raced in Hong Kong in Season 4, Jarney has some Formula E experience, but with a brand new car and a whole new kind of racing for the team to learn, there's still lots to do before we head into Round 1 of Season 6.
I think the official slogan is starting from zero. That says it all, you know. Our aim is to go for podiums and good results. But at the same time, we really know that nothing is guaranteed in Formula E. That's the challenge we're facing, and we're ready for that challenge. We're really learning everything from zero. We have no references. We can also not go onto a track where Formula E has raced on and just compare our lap times. We really have to base a lot of things on our experience, and that's why it has been a busy time. Understand the energy management, which is also not very easy and is very unique, depending also on how the race pans out, because we saw a lot of red flags, safety cars. These are things we already need to simulate now, because once the race is here, it's too late to learn about them. 2014, when we entered with Porsche at Le Mans, with a big return in LMP1, everyone expected us to deliver, and in one way, you know, it's a good thing when people expect, because that means you must have something good, and it's better to be in that position than being in the position where you can only surprise. But nevertheless, I think we have to say this is something different, because 80% of the car is the same. Everyone has the same car. It's only 20% we can really do ourselves. And the rest is pure on-track experience, which we lack. That makes it even so harder for us, and we know that. So yeah, preparation is everything.
Goodwood House in southern England is home to the biggest motoring festival in the world, the Festival of Speed. Over 300,000 people flock to the rolling hills of Sussex to catch a glimpse of some of the most famous, fastest and newest cars in the world. With the industry speeding towards a new electric future, there were more EVs on display than ever before, so we thought we'd take a look around and bring you the best of the electric action from the event. First up is the Japanese giant Honda's first production electric vehicle, the Honda E.
Obviously, because of what's going on with the powertrains in the industry, Honda have been working on a Honda E, a full battery electric car, and this is the first one. It will be launched in Europe, and therefore the UK will get first delivery of these in spring next year. And it's all really part of a journey. This will be the first Honda battery car, and there will be more to come in the future. If you look at the car, especially if you look at the interior of the car, it's absolutely spectacular. So Honda have said by 2025, 100% of our cars will be electrified in some format that we sell. And that's a real big statement. So you can see that Honda will be at the forefront of all that technology. Real changing times, but really exciting times as well.
Another EV that was drawing the crowds at Goodwood was the upcoming Polestar 2.
So Polestar is the new electric performance brand. We're a Swedish company. We're here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed 2019. It's our second year in a row. Really happy to be here. Now with the second car you see behind me, the Polestar 2, which is a 300 kilowatt all-wheel drive, full electric fastback. We have Polestar 1 now, we have Polestar 2, our first full electric. All our future vehicles from 2 onwards will be fully electric. I think electric cars are really coming to the fore now. If we look what happens at Goodwood, we've got record setters which are electric. We've got new kinds of cars all coming with electric powertrains. We're of course here with our electric car, and the industry as a whole, and consumers especially, are really looking to embrace this new wave of electric mobility. And where we come with Polestar 2 is with really good range. We've got a target range of 310 miles with Polestar 2. Easy access to charging infrastructure. We know that's a consideration when buying an electric car. And we have the world's first Android-powered infotainment system. And that in itself is geared to help you make your motoring life hassle-free and a streamlined approach to your motoring in an electric car.
Also on display at Goodwood was the car for the newest all-electric championship on the block, Extreme E. Extreme E is a brand new concept where all-electric SUVs will race across the globe on the most challenging terrain in order to draw attention to the damage that has already been done to our precious ecosystem. The Extreme E SUV is constructed by Spark Racing Technology, who also build the Formula E cars. So we took a trip to their headquarters just outside of Paris to see how it all comes together.
So here we are in the Spark workshop, starting the assembly of the first prototype of Extreme. So basically there is a long phase of design first. Then we do some analysis to get the best ratio in terms of weight and strength. And then basically we do the drawings of each tube. During the process of forming it as a tube, you are adding some niobium material. This makes the metal, the steel, stronger. And then with a heat treatment, makes the wall stronger. And after that, you weld them in position, and this is how you create the chassis.
It's important that the chassis is strong, as these cars will be taking on the harshest environments around the world.
It's quite an exciting time now for us, because we are just received in this workshop the whole chassis welded behind me. We start to do the assembly of all bodyworks, reinforcement panel, all the internals, which are also coming every day. And so we need to make sure that everything fits as expected to the car. Some parts, sometimes you can have some little quality issues, so you need to correct them, eventually correct the design itself, and work out with all the suppliers what is good, what is not good, what we have to modify for the future. Compared to what we are used to do at Spark, which are tiny parts and tiny cars with Formula E, this is a different scale. Everything is much bigger and stronger, but it needs to, because we will go in a very rough environment. The pressure is ramping up slowly, but I think it's going to be an impressive car.
Extreme E isn't the only series to be breaking new ground, as next season Formula E will also be heading to some exciting new places. Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, will be one of the new destinations, and we'll be bringing you an exclusive preview very soon. Another brand new location is one of the original host cities. The XL Centre in London will host a double-header finale in Season 6. We headed to the launch of the one-year countdown to the race.
We're here today to mark 1 year till the day we race here, which obviously I'm British, so I'm extremely excited to come here and to race, and you know, looking forward to hopefully being able to try and win some races here in a year's time.
London is no stranger to hosting epic Formula E events. For the first 2 seasons of Formula E, Battersea Park was the venue for the final race weekend of the championship. And it was 2016 where the title-deciding race came down to an absolutely nail-biting finish. Sebastian Buemi and Lucas di Grassi were on equal points, and the only way that one of them could win was to earn a single bonus point for completing the fastest lap.
Sebastian Buemi, with that fastest lap, is the FIA Formula E champion.
Sebastian Buemi won the day and put on an incredible show for the British fans. This time, in the heart of London's historic Docklands, the Excel Arena is going to host a racetrack that is like nothing we've ever seen before, with lots of unique features to make the racing more exciting than ever.
It's a pretty long track, you know, there's 20 corners, so it's going to be a pretty tight technical circuit. I think the most interesting thing is that we come up onto a different level, you know. We come up a ramp, race around the arena, and then come back outside and race back down the ramp. So, you know, that in itself is pretty exciting. It's something we haven't experienced before, and the cars, you know, traditionally are pretty difficult to drive anyway. So when you add something like that into it, then it's going to make it even more exciting.
It's going to use the entire perimeter of the building. It's going to use parts of the building that you wouldn't normally see. It's nothing like we've done before. But to be fair, it's nothing like Formula E have done before, which makes it exceptionally exciting for everyone involved.
Coming to a purpose-built venue offers such an opportunity. What we can do in there is quite spectacular. You can bring the house lights down, and we're looking to create a real show around what goes on there, creating the grid inside the hall, so you've got maybe 15,000 spectators watching the final of the championship. We can do some cool things that have never been done before.
I think, you know, the British fans are some of the most passionate around the world, so there's no doubt for me when we come here to London, everybody's going to be out here cheering for us, and hopefully we can put on a good show.
Let's head to Goodwood Festival of Speed in the UK to check out some of the latest and greatest electric vehicles in the game. Charge Cars were showing off their exciting new all-electric Mustang.
My name is Marta Simolaris. I'm a technical director at Charge Cars. We are in Goodwood, and it's our first public debut of our electric Mustang. We tried to keep the classic look, shape, and make it as minimal as possible. So we designed it around the Mustang, so there's Mustang features in it. It's a 60s looking car with a modern technology underneath it. So it's 4 motors, 4-wheel drive, brings the very good vehicle dynamics, independent suspension, all the HMI user experience is like in any modern car. It's just the challenge was actually to make it 4-wheel drive, because we wanted to give it a bit of a push of making it a bit more different than just a rear-wheel drive Mustang. You know, we're trying to bring something which is different to people compared to all the other electric cars.
Goodwood is an historic event, and no better place for one of the UK's most historic car manufacturers to showcase their first ever all-electric car.
The Rapide Ii is Aston Martin's first entry into the world of electric vehicles. Based on the existing Rapide, the electric powertrain produces over 600 horsepower and a 0 to 100 km/h time of less than 4 seconds. There's an 800-volt battery pack, which means it doesn't just drive fast, but it charges fast too. With a range of over 200 miles, it's an exciting new entry into the world of EVs for one of the world's most traditional manufacturers.
Another British manufacturer present at Goodwood was Jaguar, who had their all-electric Ipc Trophy race car on display.
I'm Marion Barnaby, the Championship Manager for the Jaguar Ipc Trophy, and we're at Goodwood Festival of Speed. So this is the first season for the Championship. We started in Riyadh in December 2018, and it's been an incredible first series. Super pleased of how it's happened and how it's all occurred, and the cars have performed excellent. It's a really interesting time for automotive at the moment with the introduction of battery electric vehicles. All manufacturers are pushing hard and forward for this, for the sustainability of the environment. So it's brilliant that Jaguar can be the first one to showcase that we can actually produce a race car as well.
The Ipc Trophy was Formula E's official support series this season, and it all started back in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. Let's take a look at how the season played out.
The first ever Jaguar Ipc Trophy Series races go! Good start from Evans. There goes Jimenez up the inside of Sellers. Great move. It's the checker flag and the win for Simon Evans.
Next up was Mexico City.
And away we go. There's the move. Forceful. Oh no! And Simon Evans, the championship leader, is involved in that as well. These are absolutely bumper to bumper. Leg is out and round the final corner. The checker flag is waiting. And victory in the top of the championship for Catherine Legg.
Difficult conditions meant Hong Kong brought drama.
And the race is underway. Late on the brakes for Catherine Legg around the outside, neatly done. And she's managed to get herself up into third place. Really good start there. Sergio Jimenez has taken 3 positions. Oh, Simon Evans off and in the wall. Jimenez got the podium at the final corner. But the winner of round 3 of the championship is Brian Sellers for Rahal Letterman Racing.
Sellers came into Sanya on top of the championship.
We're racing in Sanya. Here comes Legg up the inside of Bandar Al-Asai, and there's a big look from Tao Wang. He's going up the inside of Bin Cannon. So we're on board with Jimenez. He's going for it. But it's Caca Bueno who has dominated this race from the start. And finally a win for Bueno in the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy Series.
Heading into Rome, the championship had changed again, with Simon Evans in the lead.
The 5th round of the season begins now. Really good start from Sergio Jimenez. The top 5 are still in the same place. It's very slippery. Straight on Bin Cannon. Has he gone into the wall as well? Yes, he has. Sergio Jimenez through the final corner to take his first win in the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy and give himself the lead of the championship at the same time.
That win put Jimenez on top as the championship headed to a wet and treacherous circuit on the streets of Paris.
All 5 lights are on, and away we go in Paris. Oh, has he gone for it? Oh.
A puncture for Caca Bueno put him in the wall and ended his race, leaving Brian Sellers to take the win and the top spot in the championship.
Magical Monaco up next. Could Sellers keep hold of his lead?
All 5 lights are on, and we go green in Monaco. Legg is in the wall, Legg spun around, Legg's out of the race. Caca Bueno out of the final corner, and he is going to be a winner in the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy Series.
A win for Bueno and a podium for Jimenez put pressure on Sellers at the top of the championship.
The Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy in Berlin begins now. Oh, that's knocks Yi Zhang, and round goes Bin Cannon. Oh, Yachi Zhang sells the dummy. Martin closes the door. Oh, Celia Martin tries to get the move back. Oh, Bueno squeezes him. But to win again comes Caca Bueno.
A strong performance from Jimenez meant he took the lead. Could the Brazilian hold on in New York to take the championship?
And we go green in New York City. So can Jimenez wrap up the titles in this final mile or so around the streets of Brooklyn in New York City? Sergio Jimenez through the final few corners. This is only going to be his 2nd win of the season, but it's going to be the most crucial one. Sergio Jimenez is the inaugural Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy Series champion.
What an epic first season for the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy Series.
And congratulations to Sergio Jimenez for taking the title. As one exciting season of racing ends, we caught up with Porsche as they prepare for the dawning of a new one.
We're in lovely Spain, Calafat, hot day. Test days like this are massively important for us, just because we need to learn everything: tires, brakes, energy saving, race simulations, basically just everything. I, as a driver, have to know a lot more about the car, and I have to help myself a lot more. with brake balance, with energy consumption, etc. So I have to train in the simulator, but also on test days like today, a lot about the car, just to understand everything in detail and not just drive in circles and think nothing.
The majority of the Porsche Formula E team is made up from the World Endurance Championship winning LMP1 team, and they're hoping that the experience they gained in hybrid powertrain racing will give them a head start in this new all-electric challenge.
Yeah, I think the most significant thing you can take over, and we were allowed to take over, is actually the people. The primary challenge for the Formula E car is developing a highly energy efficient powertrain. And it's a huge challenge for us to focus so much on energy efficiency. On the LMP1 project, of course, we've gathered our experiences with this topic already. We can build on what we've learned, but it's a new challenge.
Basically, everybody in the team has come from the LMP1 project, which helps in a new project. Of course, we have a lot of pressure on us to perform. Yeah, racing against Mercedes or BMW or Audi or whoever. For us, it's target is to win. Incentive to win is always there, regardless of the competition. A company like Porsche, there's no other option but to do our own powertrain. Every concept, every idea we can put in is ours, and from that we hope to gain the advantage from the rest.
The battery is a standard part. The chassis, meaning the monocoque and the bodywork and the front suspension, is delivered by Formula E. Then the powertrain downstream from the battery can be done purely by us. That means the inverter, the electric machine, the gearbox, the differential, the drive shafts, but also the whole structure around the powertrain. So the back of the car is to large part basically ours.
Alongside Neil Jarni, Porsche have been using former Formula 1 driver Brendon Hartley to test out their brand new Formula E car.
In terms of driving the car, I've really enjoyed it, and I felt right at home straight away, and felt really good about my performance inside the car. And obviously as a driver you call on all the experience you have from previous formulas or previous races, and try and give very clear and concise information on where you think we can improve. You know, nothing quite prepares yourself for racing like racing.
Despite his racing experience and test driver role, Hartley wasn't picked for the second Porsche seat, and instead will start season 6 of Formula E behind the wheel of a Geox Dragon car. Filling the vacant seat is Jarni's teammate from the Porsche LMP1 program and Formula E veteran Andre Lotterer, after a surprise move from season 5 team's championship winners DS to Cheetah. Good to see a familiar face with a new challenge ahead.
Now that's nearly all we've got time for, but before we go, let's check out what's been happening on social media.
Jean-Eric Verne posted this letter he received from French President Emmanuel Macron congratulating him on winning the Formula E championship.
Andre Lotterer posted this pic of him and Neil Jarni and asked for new teammate hashtags now that #Gendre has broken up.
And finally, Lucas de Grassi posted this awesome clip of this Schaeffler-engineered car doing some incredible donuts. What a machine!
So that's all for this episode, but we'll be back soon with even more exciting action from the world of Formula E and beyond. In the next show, we'll be heading to the unveiling of the Porsche Formula E car in Stuttgart, checking out the latest and greatest games at Gamescom, and looking ahead to Mercedes' entry into Formula E. See you soon, street racers!